Alrighty guys, this is Andrew and welcome back to Overwatch, the open beta. At least the early access is in full swing. No server problems thus far, but I kind of noticed there was a post on the subreddit for Overwatch titled, "Please do not get angry at people for being bad at the game." And this kind of, a brief synopsis is basically, don't be toxic, be nice to the noobs, because a lot of new players, which is reasonable because there are just going to be even more players coming in when the open beta is available to everyone. So, I want to give my little input on this, as well as a few things you can do if you feel like someone is being an asshole in game. Now, being an asshole in game, I get it. Like, the games get really freaking competitive. Any sort of team-based game, you start to have a lot of trash talk, but sometimes that can get a little too much, especially for someone just getting into a new game. And I feel like a community has a lot to do with how well a game grows and develops. So nothing in this video is going to be super revolutionary. I'm sure a lot of you vets out there probably are aware of these features. However, I just want to bring this up for the newer players who may not be aware. So Blizzard seems to be implementing a lot of different ways that players can sort of report on their own any sort of bad behavior or toxic behavior. Overall, I think Blizzard's really trying to get a good community here going. They don't want super toxic people, having just free range shitting on people. And while you could say this is the internet and you should all have thick skin, I think it's good that Blizzard is taking some sort of responsibility in policing this. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can do it. You can, of course, rate your game at the end of every match, or if you go to, if you hit escape and then go to the social tab, you can see in the upper left-hand corner there's groups, and you can kind of see your team, the enemy team, individual players. If you right-click, you have a bunch of options, such as avoiding this player in the future, prefer this player in the future. You can do a lot of different things here. It's sort of really nice. You can report players, you can block players, and you can do this for both sides of the team. It doesn't have to be just your team. There's someone toxic on the other side. Blizzard has you covered there. You can also mute your entire team if things get really out of hand, or mute the entire chat, or as well as the match chat. I mean, there's lots and lots of things to play with here in case if anything gets out of control. Now, of course, I'm not at all suggesting that you should mute your team that often. In fact, I think you should try to resolve it, just because Overwatch is such a team-heavy game. You have to coordinate with your team. You got to talk them through, see what's going on. So I just wanted to put it out there, just to let you guys know who are just starting off in Overwatch, that the option's there. You can mute your whole team with chat through voice. You can block players, you can report players, you can, avoid players in the future, or you can prefer players in the future. That's all there, in case if anything ever gets so out of hand that, your enjoyment of Overwatch gets diminished just because of someone else's behavior, which, kind of sucks. I mean, personally, I haven't run into that many trolls myself, either that or I just usually ignore them. But I don't know, just because my reality is one way doesn't mean your reality is invalid. So I definitely just want to throw all these different options out there. Now, of course, this may change in the future. They have changed a lot since the closed beta, as far as how the option kind of works and the UI and where to click and stuff. So if it ever changes, just let me know down in the comments, and I'll just go ahead and make an update video or something. Again, I am not trying to support, just muting your team every time someone says something not nice or anything. I mean, this is the fucking internet, You're gonna get some unfiltered messages from people, and by unfiltered I mean like emotionally unfiltered. They're just saying whatever that's on their mind, and to some extent you have to be able to just sift through that. However, there are times when it just becomes a total shitstorm and no one gives a fuck about being constructive. You guys all know what I'm talking about. We've all experienced it. We've all had those games where people are just being straight assholes for no friggin' reason. Heck, we've probably been those assholes ourselves, I mean, for whatever reason. But for now, this is what we have to use as far as the system that we can kind of police ourselves. So far, so good. I'm sure they'll add more changes in the future. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or at least found it helpful. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.